prepare a schedule or the departmental income schedule as per the uniform system of hotel accounts. Here we are going to prepare a room schedule. See the question. Prepare a room schedule income, room department income schedule under the uniform system of accounting for hotels. From the information given below, okay, we have given some information. We have to find out what all things are there. Now let's see. If you remember, what was the basic format of preparing a room schedule? We will have particulars column, we will have an amount column. In particulars column, first of all, we will write our revenues, okay? We will write down our revenue, then we will take the total of the revenue. After taking the total of the revenue, we will check if any allowance was provided to the specific department. If any allowance was there, we will deduct that allowance from it. By deducting that allowance, we will get the gross revenue. After that, we will find every expense related to the department. We will deduct it, and the final answer, it can be either income or either loss, depending on the performance of the business. Now let's see. Now we are provided with what? The basic income. Transient 5,50,000, permanent 1,75,000. We know it is our basic income. So we can write. First of all, we should give a heading, okay? So only we can understand what we are writing there. We are writing the heading revenue. Now, sales, they are given it transient and permanent as separate. So we can write similarly transient and sales permanent. We find now sales transient amount was 5,50,000. I'm writing it here. 5 lakh, oh, 5,50,000. Now we have sales permanent 1,75,000. I'm writing it here. 1,75,000. Okay. Is there any other income? Please note there is no what discrimination between, there is no differentiation between income and expense here. Everything is given at a single statement. So it is your logic, it is your prudence to have a look on it and find if any other income is there. You know, sales is separated here. Okay. Salary is not an income, commission not income. No. Oh yeah, of course. Commission is an income, but since whether it is not mentioned whether the commission was given or received, we can't take it as an income. It will be an expense. Okay. If you take also, it is challenger. Okay. Uniforms, linen, cleaning, insurance, employee benefit, allowances are the other revenue. Yeah, it is mentioned as other revenue. So that means what? It is a part of our revenue. So the main revenue was sales through transient people and permanent people. That is, people who took temporary rooms and permanent rooms. After that, we have some other revenue. We don't know how we earn, but some other revenue related to room itself. So we can take it as other revenue, and the amount was 75,000. Now we are showing other revenues there, so we can take this as our total revenue. Now we can find our total revenue. Total revenue can be the sum of 75,000. We can do it later. It is simple, but still I'm doing it calculator for your sake. Find the sum 5,50,000 plus 1,75,000 plus 75,000. The answer is 8 lakh. So our total revenue here is 8 lakh. After finding the total revenue, better draw a line out that. So we can find, we have some answers there. Okay. So what is the next thing you have to do? We are listed on our all revenue from the given information. After we made sure that every revenue is considered, we will find the total. Now the next thing you have to look for is if there are any allowances are there. Yeah, there is an allowance. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 25,000 rupees. Yeah. That means the management, before getting revenue from rooms, have allowed this 25,000 as an advance to the rooms department so they can meet their expenses. Now, after collecting the total revenue, we are going to repay that allowance. Okay. Now write less allowances. The amount was 25,000. I'm writing it here, 25,000. Now, after deducting the main expense, we have got our gross revenue. Gross yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna spoil it. Okay, fine. What is the gross revenue? It is the difference between 25,000 and 8 lakh. That is 7 lakh 75,000. I hope it's very simple for you to calculate. Okay, now we have found the gross revenue. Now everything related to revenue is over. Now what you have to do? You have to consider all other expenses. You can't just blindly take all other expenses. Make sure whether these expenses mean to rooms department. Very often, the all expenses will be related to rooms department, but there are cases where to confuse you people, they will give what? They will give information not required. So it is your logic to have a look and make sure you're taking only things that are important to you. So now we are consider the sales. The very first expense, salary and wages, 57,000. We can write it here. Salary and wages, 57,000. Then you commission 26,000. Commission 26,000. Then we have uniform 21,000. Uniform means can be the uniform of employees, those who are working in the rooms department. We can assume that, okay, since nothing else is mentioned, we can assume like that. Then uniform after that, linen is there. Of course, you know the linen is important for those departments. Linen, the amount was 18,000. 18,000 afterwards. The next thing you have is cleaning. Of course, rooms department needs cleaning. Cleaning expense is 28,000, right? Cleaning was after linen, yeah, 28,000. Now we have what? What's the next expense? Insurance is there. That is 20,000 insurance. Yeah, insurance. We need to give insurance for the rooms. We can take the for the building. We can take it for the what employees standing there. So insurance is important for rooms department also. Then employee benefits. Okay, since we have employees, we have to give benefits to them. So employee benefits, that is there. Then what 75,000, right? 75,000. After that, we have allowances. We have to consider that at the beginning. Other revenue, we have taken that. Guest transportation, we spend 26,000 rupees. And we can take guest transportation 26,000 rupees. Then we have other operating expenses here. Other operating expenses. Here we have everything related to rooms department itself. There are situations sometimes very rare, but make sure like this, like what I am doing right now. Just have a read, just think with your logic whether it's related to the schedule, whatever schedule you are making. Now we are making a room schedule. There are any other departments, and for each department we have to make separate schedules, but the format is same. What I have to do? Just write down the revenues of each department. Take the total as total revenue. If allowances are there, deduct it, you will get gross revenue. Consider all other expenses related to the department. I am highlighting that point, related to the department. Now you can find the final answer, whether the department has income or loss through a procedure. You can either take the sum of what expenses here. I will show you both procedures. Think I am doing the very first thing, and then I take the total expenses. Expenses. Okay, think I'm taking the first approach there. I have to find the total of expenses here. Let me take the total of expenses as B, and let me take the gross revenue as A. Now I have to find the total of expenses. Now let me open the calculator. 57,000 plus 26,000 plus 21,000 plus 18,000 plus 28,000 plus 20,000 plus 75,000 plus 26,000 plus finally 30,000. Yeah, the total expense is 2 lakh 84,000. I am writing it here. Writing it as 2 lakh 84,000. Okay, now I can write here the income or loss made by the department. So let me call it departmental. It's rooms department, right? Let me call it rooms department income or loss. Okay, if the answer is a positive answer, it is income. If it is negative, it is loss. Now what you have to do? Here I am putting in a bracket A minus B. That means what? I have to find the difference of gross revenue and total expense. So you can once again take the calculator. Here are the gross revenue. A was 7,75,000 minus 2,84,000. The answer is 4,91,000. 4,91,000. Okay, now we got it was a positive answer. We know we have made just have the logic working there. We have made a revenue of 7,75,000. The expense for making that revenue was just 2,84,000. That means what? We have made a profit. Our revenue is more than the expense. Without doing this also you can do. How can you do? Think you are not taking the total expense here. Instead, you are deducting each item from the total revenue. Okay. You are deducting each item from the revenue means what you will get. Of course, you will get the same answer. You can try that at your own risk. But this is what the format says. Okay. Which one should you can do? Don't worry. The final answer should be correct. All these elements should be up here there. So this is how we prepare and schedule. Here we have prepared the schedule for rooms department. Similarly, we can prepare for what? F&B department, spa department, or anything that related to a hotel. But what thing you should know? You should know the basic format. Revenue, total revenue, less allowance. Allowance means advance. It will be mentioned in the question. You will get gross revenue. From gross revenue, all expenses related to the specific department. This is the idea of how to prepare a schedule. Remember, schedule means what? Departmental income statement. Hope it was clear for you. Thank you all. If you have any doubt, please let me know.